Happy WrestleMania season, everybody. We are only a few days away from WWE's biggest event of the year, and I am here with my official WrestleMania 41 predictions. This is shaping up to be one of the more talked about and controversial WrestleManias in recent history, but not in the best of ways. No matter how the card looks compared to other previous WrestleManias, I am beyond excited for this year because it's WrestleMania. It's still WrestleMania. As a wrestling fan, this is the best time of the year. So I'm excited to jump into it, predict what goes down this weekend. But before we do, please make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those notification bells so when videos like this, other daily wrestling content comes out, you can watch those videos as soon as they drop. Put in the comments below your official WrestleMania predictions. If you have any hot takes, cold takes, put them down below. I'd love to hear them. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's jump into it. We are starting with the night one match card. There are 14 matches in total across both nights, so bear with me on this one. We are starting with Jade Cargill versus Naomi, which I think might be the best or one of the best stories being told going into WrestleMania. As we know, Naomi was revealed to be Jade Cargill's attacker that took her out for a few months. In this match, I'm excited for it because Naomi over the last few months has been giving us some of the best work of her WWE career. She has been, I don't want to say carrying, but Naomi has been an absolute star in this feud. Jade Cargill has been great too, but I really think Naomi should win this match because she so deserves it. Initially, I had Jade winning because I think her winning this sets her up for a big 2025. And then we can eventually, maybe put a mid-card title on her, build her up to be a challenger for a world championship, maybe build up the feud with Bianca next year. How I also look at it is if Jade loses, I don't think she really takes that big of a step back because she's not really built up that much right now. So I don't think it hurts her too much if she loses. With Naomi, she's been doing such great work. If she does lose, I think it is a pretty big step back for her. This would also set up a huge 2025 for Naomi because I can also see her winning mid-card championships. I think she should be Miss Money in the Bank this year. I think Naomi deserves all of that. I would love to see her with at least a championship, mid-card world championship, whatever it is. I'm going to pick Naomi. She deserves it, and I think it just makes sense in this feud that she wins it. We have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, and this shouldn't even be a WrestleMania match. Like, I'll say it again a few more times. There are some matches on both of these cards that should be replaced by other matches that are more deserving. I love Rey Mysterio. El Grande Americano, excuse me. It is a shame that Chad Gable did get left off of this card again. I love Rey Mysterio, but this is... yeah, I don't know. This is nothing more than maybe a 10-minute match. I can see El Grande Americano getting unmasked here. I think that would be a pretty, if that's why we're putting it at Mania, I guess that's the payoff. I don't know. It's like Rey Mysterio only has a few years left. I mean, at least that's what we think. I don't know. I feel like this isn't really a WrestleMania match for him. It should be good. I mean, El Grande Americano and Rey Mysterio are phenomenal in-ring workers, so I'm sure they'll make it work, but yeah. Not really looking forward to this match as much as others. One match that I am looking forward to, or a moment that I'm looking forward to, is LA Knight defending his United States Championship against Jacob Fatu. There is no way that Jacob Fatu loses this match. There is no way Jacob Fatu doesn't walk out of WrestleMania 41 as United States Champion. Jacob Fatu has just as bright a future in WWE as anybody else. This guy is the absolute future of WWE. He is a maniac. He is a monster. He is one of the best in-ring workers and on the mic. It's crazy to say, but his mic work is so damn good that sometimes I think it's better than his in-ring work, and his in-ring work is devastating, like in a great way. It's so good. He's so good. I met him at WrestleMania last year. He is the nicest guy. I can't wait for him to win singles gold. It starts this weekend at WrestleMania, and once he wins his first singles championship, there is no turning back. This guy, we're putting the rocket strap on him. We're sending him to the moon. This guy, I'm so excited for what 2025 has in store for him, and I can't wait to see what he does as the United States Champion. We have the War Raiders defending their World Tag Team Championships against the New Day, and I am happy that these two teams in this Tag Team Championship is getting some recognition, is getting a place on the WrestleMania card. But if they're getting a place on the card, why isn't the SmackDown Tag Team division getting a match? That's the part that baffles me. And for that, it's like, why are they on the card, but the Street Profits DIY, Los Scars is Pretty Deadly, and I'm missing someone, and Motor City Machine Guns? How are they not on the card, but these two teams are? They deserve it. But if one set of tag team championships is on the card, the other one should be too. That's just my opinion. I'm moving on from that. This match, I think, will be great. I'm looking forward to this match. I really do think the New Day should win this, and I'm picking them to win this because their heel characters, their heel turn and everything has been fine. Like, the peak, I hate to say the peak, but the highlight, the most memorable part of their heel turn was the heel turn, turning on Big E and all that. And since then, it's like, it hasn't been bad or anything, but I feel like they've just kind of been floating for the last few months and kind of doing the same thing, being involved in the same program. I don't know. It just feels like they haven't made much progression, but they're getting a World Tag Team Championship match at WrestleMania. I would be shocked if they lose. I mean, Big E, maybe he gets involved. Some people are talking about him returning, getting involved. I don't see Big E returning here because I feel like if he was, they would at least like subtly hint at it a little bit more than they haven't hinted at it. So that's why I don't think it's happening. I feel like they would have been building that up more to lead to that big moment where it could be a shocking moment, like his shocking return, but I don't see it happening. New Day should walk out of WrestleMania as new World Tag Team Champions. I think that takes their heel characters to the next level. We have Tiffany Stratton defending her WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair, and this is the first instance where you're going to hear me say, I want this person to win, but the other person's going to win. I want Tiffany to win because I've enjoyed her reign as WWE champion, and I would like to see it continue. She's just getting her footing, like obviously first time WWE champion, first time main roster champion. It takes time to get things going, and I think, again, she found her footing, and she's been doing a solid job. And Charlotte Flair comes in. She wins the Royal Rumble, challenges Tiffany, and I respect Charlotte Flair. I think she is one of the best in-ring workers of all time. I think she is obviously one of the most accomplished WWE superstars of all time. But this whole build-up, this whole feud has definitely put a sour taste in my mouth, and like how everything has come across with the promos and stuff. And I hate Charlotte chasing after her dad's record because it's like so many of her title reigns were just not pointless, like so many hot potato title reigns with the Raw Women's Championship and, you know, from years past and stuff. She's a 14-time world champ, I think, 13 or 14 time. I don't know. I would like to see Tiffany win here. I would like to see her continue her reign, but it's Charlotte. I don't see her losing, honestly. I actually see her winning the belt and holding on to it for a while because she was out for a little bit with her injury. Again, she is one of the best in-ring workers. I think she can give you a very solid title reign, but the build hasn't been what I expected it to be. I was hoping it was going to be better. I hope this match turns out to be good. It should. At the end of the day, I'm picking Charlotte. All right, let's buckle in, guys. This is going to be a big one. We're going to be talking about this for a little bit. We have Gunther defending his World Heavyweight Championship against the men's Royal Rumble winner, Jey Uso, both Royal Rumble winners, not main eventing either night at WrestleMania. I don't think either should main event, but guys, I want to make this very clear before I get into this. I love Jey Uso. I think he is the man. I am all for the yeet. I am all for how popular he is, how much he gravitates towards the fans, how much the fans gravitate towards him, how much the fans connect to him. I think he is one of the biggest stars in the company. I mean, not because of his in-ring skill, but because of how he can draw a crowd and how he can connect with them. And I respect that. And I think him winning at WrestleMania would be an incredible moment. 60,000 people are going to be yeeting, going crazy. That's awesome. And that would be a really cool thing to see. But I really want Gunther to win. Gunther, I hate to say should. Like, he should win. But like the last few weeks, the last month or so, this World Heavyweight title reign has not only gone up another level, it's gone up like 5 levels. It has been turned up a whole bunch of notches, and I don't want to see it end. We were expecting such an amazing World Heavyweight Championship reign coming off of his IC Championship run. And at first, it was very, nothing crazy, nothing to write home about. And it bothers me that we started doing this like savage, insane, like aggressive side of Gunther. Like he literally killed Jimmy Uso a few weeks ago. He murdered Jimmy Uso on live TV. Jimmy was swimming in his own pool of blood. Why couldn't we have gotten that earlier? I wish we got that earlier, because if we did, I'd be more content with like the reign ending here, whatever. And how I look at it too is there's no way Jey Uso loses. I'm picking Jey Uso win, by the way. I don't know if I made that clear. I'm picking Jey Uso because WWE spent so much time building Jey Uso up. So much time where I think if he loses, he'd be 0-4 against Gunther. He will continue to prove that he can't win big matches. And I don't think his popularity takes a dip, but his credibility and our belief in him to win a world championship goes down a lot. If Gunther loses, he goes from here to here, I think, because he does lose to Jey Uso, who is not as good of a technical wrestler as him. But Gunther is so good and so dominant that WWE can easily build him back up. And I actually am very interested to see how they book him without a championship, because he's been a champion like 80% of his time in WWE. But the drop off is simply too big if Jey loses. So I think Jey Uso has to win here. You get the big moment at WrestleMania, like I mentioned. And also, you get to make all this merch of Jey Uso, World Heavyweight Champion Yeet. They're going to be printing money. That's free money to them. I also don't think Jey Uso will be a super long champion. I see him holding the belt to like SummerSlam. I think he'll have a few months as champ, but nothing too crazy. Shout out Jey Uso, though. Again, I'm a huge fan of his. I do want Gunther to win, but Jey Uso has deserved this spot to be in this match at WrestleMania, and I'm going to be very happy for him if he wins this weekend. In the main event of night one, we have Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk in a triple threat match and a custody for Paul. I'm kidding. No custody for Paul Heyman, at least that we know of. This build, like, they really haven't had to do too much here, right? Like, there really aren't many new layers you have to add, because Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, I mean, I can sit here for hours and talk to you about their history. Seth Rollins and CM Punk, I could add on another hour or two about their history. CM Punk and Roman Reigns, that's where we're just getting started. They do have some history, but there is a lot more story to be told there. I think Seth Rollins will win this match, not only because I think it makes the most sense, but I think he deserves it the most out of these three. Roman Reigns is main eventing his 10th WrestleMania. At this point, every single WrestleMania, it is guaranteed that Roman Reigns will main event. And this is a big match, three of the biggest stars in the company, so I get it, but it is crazy how he's main evented 10 WrestleManias in the span of 10 years. His first one was at WrestleMania 31. Here we are at 41. Insane. Roman Reigns doesn't need the win. He doesn't. And he also doesn't show up full time. He put out this video saying, people say I'm not full time. I'm a full time cash cow. That's facts. But since Roman Reigns isn't on TV every single week, he doesn't need the win. CM Punk has already beaten Seth Rollins, and he got his WrestleMania main event, and I think that's perfect, but he doesn't need the win here. Seth Rollins getting the win over Roman and Punk, I think, makes the most sense. Seth has kind of been like, on the outside of this Roman, CM Punk, Paul Heyman love triangle. I actually think, this is my hot take, I think Paul Heyman is going to help Seth Rollins win, not join Seth Rollins. I don't think he's going to align himself with Seth Rollins, but I think he's going to help Seth because he's getting so annoyed with Roman Reigns and CM Punk, because they have been like children. They have been fighting over him and all that, and I think Paul Heyman is getting sick of it. I can see him kind of helping out Seth Rollins, and also I think Roman Reigns versus CM Punk should be the big money feud going into SummerSlam, or at least the rest of 2025. Roman Reigns and CM Punk, again, there's so much story to be told there, especially with Paul Heyman. I think by having Seth win, you can separate Seth from Roman and Punk, have them do their thing. Seth goes on and does his thing. Regardless, I think this match is going to be incredible. It's the main event for a reason. There was a big debate on what should be the main event, this or the women's triple threat. I hope Seth Rollins wins it. He fucking deserves it. I mean, last year's WrestleMania, he lost 2 matches. He lost in the main event of night 1 and lost the first match, lost his World Heavyweight Championship to Drew. Let this man get a win. I think Seth Rollins is genuinely the unsung hero, the MVP of WWE that no one talks about. Give him this win. He deserves it. And Roman Reigns and CM Punk, they can just go and fight over Paul Heyman. We are moving on to night 2 of WrestleMania 41. There are technically only 6 matches advertised for this night, but Randy Orton and Kevin Owens was scheduled, got canceled because of Kevin Owens' neck injury. I still think we're going to get a Randy Orton match. Who is he fighting? I have no fucking clue. They have been teasing it. Seems like Nick Aldis might be stepping back in the ring, which I think would be awesome. I'd love to see that one day. I don't know if we should just throw him into a WrestleMania match with like not really too much build and anything like that. I think if I had to pick someone, and I can't see into the future, so if I predict this correct, I'm going to go and buy a lottery ticket. I can see Sami Zayn being the one to step in for Kevin Owens because Randy Orton and Sami Zayn, to my knowledge, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, don't be mean to me in the comments. I don't think Randy and Sami have had a one-on-one match. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens obviously have a lot of history. They just had an unsanctioned match a little over a month ago at Elimination Chamber. Sami Zayn's like, hey, you can't fight Kevin, but if there's someone that's closest to Kevin, I know him better than anyone, that's me. If you want a match, I'm here. I don't know. Sami Zayn isn't around. He hasn't been around since the unsanctioned match. I can see that being thrown together. No matter who Randy faces, he should win because Backlash is in St. Louis next month. He's on the promotional poster, so it wouldn't make sense if he lost at WrestleMania. Whatever they decide to do, I'm sure it'll work or it'll be cool. I don't know if they'll have the person show up at WrestleMania. I don't know if they'll announce the person on SmackDown. Also, I should point out, it's Thursday, April 17th. So if there's anything that happens on SmackDown and gets added to the card, don't blame me. I'm filming this a few days early for you guys. So, but yeah, no matter who Randy faces, if he faces someone, Randy should win. We honestly have a few matches on this card that I don't know. I'm not really super bought into. The first one is AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. AJ Styles, I'm picking to win because he should win. And if in the history books we see Logan Paul defeats AJ Styles at WrestleMania, every time I'm reminded of that, I will be sick to my stomach. I actually do like Logan Paul as a wrestler. I think he is incredible in the ring. I have been a Logan Paul wrestling defender since he's been in the company. But AJ Styles, bro, like if AJ Styles didn't have such a shitty WrestleMania track record and match card that he has, I wouldn't really care too much. But we know that AJ Styles only has, I think he said he's only going to compete till he's 50. I think he only has 2 years left on his contract. And we're giving him a match against Logan Paul. Come on, man. Like, I think the match will be good, which I hate to say I think the match is going to be good because it's the phenomenal AJ Styles and Logan Paul, who I've said in the past, and I'll stick with it, is one of the most talented superstars in the locker room. I think he is an incredible in-ring worker. This match will be really good. They'll bring out the best out of each other. I honestly wish these two were in the Intercontinental Championship match and make it a ladder match. I think that would have made more sense, and just throwing Logan Paul into a ladder match. AJ, him and Braun Breaker had a stare down. We thought they were going to fight. They never did. All I know is AJ better fucking win. Whether this match is good or not, AJ better walk out as the winner. Next up, we have Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight. And thank God they added a stipulation to this match. No offense to Damian or Drew. It's just another match where my interest levels just aren't there compared to some of the other matches. Like the long-term storytelling, like Damian Priest beat Drew McIntyre at last year's WrestleMania, cashed in his briefcase to win the World Heavyweight Championship. So there's history there. At least there's something there. But Drew McIntyre was arguably the best wrestler of the year in 2024, had the feud of the year with CM Punk, was putting guys over, and not for nothing, right before WrestleMania was being labeled as a bloodline hunter, was going after all the bloodline members, was leading to Roman Reigns. We dropped that story, and now he's fighting Damian Priest. And again, no disrespect to Damian Priest, but when you're getting me hyped up for what I believe could be Drew versus Roman at WrestleMania and then giving me Drew versus Damian Priest, I'm going to be a little upset. I think the street fight stipulation does and will make this match a lot more entertaining. Without a street fight, I think this is going to be one of the more skippable matches on the card. But Drew McIntyre should walk away with this. This might be the biggest guarantee, I think, of the weekend. There's no way Drew McIntyre should lose. Drew needs a win here. He needs a big win. Put him back in the WWE Championship picture after this, and let's just go back to what we were doing with him before. This match right here, guys, I think could be match of the weekend. This is the match that honestly, or at least one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most. We have the Intercontinental Championship being defended in a fatal four-way. Braun Breaker defending his belt against Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Penta. This match is going to fucking rock. I am so excited for this match. This is the perfect match and place for Dominic Mysterio not only to turn on Finn Balor and officially kick him out of the Judgment Day, but also win the Intercontinental Championship. Dominic Mysterio as the Intercontinental Champion would be amazing. He would be the best heel mid-card champion we have seen in a while, at least in the sense of like his character and who he is, like Gunther. 'Cause as I'm saying that, I'm thinking, oh, Gunther was a great heel IC champion, but he was like a dominant technical wrestler. Like that's what made him as good as he was. Dom is just a shitty heel. He's a sleazebag. You know what I mean? With the fucking mullet and the mustache. Him with the IC belt when he held it up a few weeks ago, wearing the Eddie Guerrero shirt. Oh, it was beautiful. He's going to look so great with that belt on his shoulder around his waist. And I think this is a great time to reward Dominic as well, because Dominic Mysterio, since he debuted in 2020 with his dad, every single week in the ring, on the mic, and his character work has gotten better. And it's a night and day difference from when he came into the company versus now. He is one of the best heels, if not the best heel on the roster. I can see all these guys winning, to be honest with you. I would just prefer Dominic winning. Finn Balor, I think, just closing in on winning, and then Dominic Mysterio turning on him and then eventually pinning him to win it. I think that's money. Another match that I'm not exactly like, I'm not looking for, and not that I'm not looking forward to, but I just don't care as much about this match as others. We have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending the women's tag team championships against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, who just got put together as a team. Lyra Valkyria is the women's Intercontinental champion. This, to me, is just they had to put Liv and Bayley on the card. Like, it would have, there's no way both those women were being left off, especially Liv after the year she had. Bayley won the women's championship at Wrestlemania last year, so it would have been crazy not seeing her on it this year. They put together a random team to challenge for the belts. Like, Bayley and Lyra were in a feud or in a story for the women's IC belt, and now they're tag team partners going up against Liv and Raquel. I'm picking Liv and Raquel to win because that's the actual tag team, and I don't think Bayley and Lyra, maybe they'll give it to them for like a big, face winning championship moment, and fans would like that. But I don't know why they didn't have another established tag team or multiple tag teams be in this match. You could have had this be like a 4-way tag team championship match. I think that would have been fun. I'm picking Liv and Raquel, and yeah. Second to last match that we have here, we have Io Sky defending the WWE Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair in a triple threat match. And I am picking Bianca Belair to win this match. And I'm going to tell you why. Going into this, I had Io Sky winning, right? She has been an afterthought in this entire feud. Even as the world champion, she's going into this match like as I still feel like Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair is the main feud here. Originally, it was supposed to be Rhea versus Bianca because Bianca won the Women's Elimination Chamber. Rhea Ripley was the champion, but Io Sky defeated Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. So now it's Io Sky versus Bianca Belair, but Rhea Ripley's been trying to get her way back into this match, challenging Io for the World Championship, coming up short because Bianca was a special guest referee and ended that match, and Rhea Ripley forged some signatures, signed some contracts, got her way into this, and made it a triple threat match. I'm picking Bianca because I think it makes the most sense to have her win here story-wise, because I'm thinking long-term here, we're eventually going to get Bianca Naomi and Bianca Jade. Like, I know Bianca's moved on from that story. It's just Naomi and Jade right now. Bianca's focusing on her own thing, but she's going to get back involved in that at some point. And I think two things could happen. One, I think Bianca could win and then legitimately hold on to the belt for a year and build up to that Jade Cargill match that I think that's a WrestleMania match, Bianca versus Jade. Or Bianca could win the belt and Naomi and her have a feud, and maybe they are trading the belt back and forth, because I've said earlier about Naomi, I want her to win at least a mid-card championship. I'd be happy with a mid-card, but I love a world championship reign from her, and winning Miss Money in the Bank. And if she does that, she could cash in on Bianca, and they have a story for 2025. Or Naomi holds on to the briefcase and cashes it in on Jade or Bianca after WrestleMania next year. But I know I'm getting ahead of myself, and I know I'm thinking like long-term, and I have like a little tinfoil hat on right now, my fantasy booking hat. I don't know. I just think that makes the most sense. And also, Bianca does have an undefeated streak at WrestleMania. That I know it's only 4-0, but it does get brought up. It is a thing that we know about. And I know it's no Undertaker streak, but that should be something that we protect, and we don't have her lose unless it's like Jade Cargill. Like, if her and Jade face off next year, that's a huge win for Jade. I think you saved that loss for something like that. I don't think you have to sacrifice her losing a WrestleMania match here. I honestly think Bianca, as a world champion, she deserves it. It's been a while since she's been world champion. I would like to see Io Sky with the title for a little bit longer, but I think it's Bianca's time. I think she's winning this weekend. Last match of the weekend, the main event of WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes defending his undisputed WWE Championship against John Cena. Heel John Cena. And guys, I'm so torn on this match, on this story. All right, let me give my thoughts on the John Cena heel turn before I give my prediction, my result, what I think is going to happen here. The John Cena heel turn, I watched it live. I was live streaming it on YouTube. And I'm going to be live streaming WrestleMania this weekend too. So keep your eye out for that. John Cena turned heel, joining The Rock in one of the most shocking moments in WWE history because the impossible became possible. John Cena, in his last year in WWE, did something that he's never really done before. I mean, he's been heel before, but he's never turned heel or joined the dark side to the extent that he did. It was such a shocking moment, considered one of the biggest heel turns of all time. And then we don't really do much with it. And listen, he's shown up 3 times since this all happened on March 1st. It's April 17th now. His first promo was really good. I'm not gonna backtrack from that. When it did happen, I said it was one of John Cena's best promos because of how shocking and how unexpected it was, because it was his first heel promo. The second one seemed it was very copy and paste from the first promo. He did mention Ric Flair and winning the 17th championship, so at least there was something there. And then him and Cody Rhodes have a face-to-face, which was amazing. It was, as we say, cinema. But there's still a lot of questions that need answered. And I know we have the whole year left of John Cena, but John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, there are some questions that we need answered before this match. Like, where is The Rock? The Rock has been mentioned once in this whole build. What upsets me is that The Rock was involved in the main event of last year's WrestleMania. He was in the match night 1 and was obviously involved in night 2 with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. He hasn't been around for this build at all. And again, we just turned John Cena heel and we're just waiting now. We're just pushing things off. That, I don't know. If you're doing this, The Rock and John Cena need to be on TV more than, Rock needs to be on TV. John Cena needs to show up more than he has. I know it's scheduled dates and all that, but with all of that being said, with my opinions on the feud, the build up, John Cena's heel turn, I do like John Cena as a heel. I want to make that very clear. It's just, I feel like they haven't done as much as they could have and should have with it so far. I am picking John Cena to win his 17th world championship at WrestleMania, because if Cena doesn't win, I'm not saying the heel turn's wasted, but I just don't know what we do if Cena loses. It's he did this whole big thing with The Rock and Travis Scott, for God's sakes, got involved just for John Cena to lose the first match as a heel at WrestleMania. I have a hard time seeing that happen. Cody Rhodes winning, that does so much for him and for his character. I think that legitimately does elevate him to another level, believe it or not. But John Cena, because if he wins, right, then we're going to go into, all right, we have the rest of 2025 of him as the world champion. He talked about being the last real champion. Is he going to show up? He was talking about taking the belt and going home with him. Is he going to defend the belt? Is he going to have matches weekly or on other PLEs and defend the belt? What's that going to look like? If John Cena loses, we're wondering, is he going to win the 17th championship at all? Where does this heel John Cena go now? Because the whole point of him turning heel was to take down Cody. And I guess sided with The Rock. I'm just saying that because I still don't know why he's with The Rock. If Cena loses, I just don't know if the story is as strong as if he does win. I don't know. I mean, I trust WWE, and they pulled this off. And obviously John Cena is hands-on with this, and I'm sure they'll tell a story throughout the rest of the year. And when 2025 is over, we'll look back on and be like, oh, that was an incredible retirement run, or at least I hope that's how it goes. Again, I just don't see John Cena losing. If he does lose, it might be a waste. It might be a waste of a heel turn. I don't want to go to that extent because we have so much time left, but that might be how I feel if I see John Cena lose at the end of WrestleMania on Sunday. And with all of that being said, something crazy has to happen at the end of WrestleMania Night 2. John Cena winning the championship, of course, is crazy, but listen, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying this is going to happen, okay? a hot take, but this isn't something that I'm saying this is going to happen. I'm putting money on it. I would not put money on it. I can see a world, okay? Because we're talking about Steve Austin's going to be there. We're going to hear the glass shatter. We're going to have him help Cody, whatever. The Rock is going to be at WrestleMania. I have to believe that. And unfortunately, Travis Scott, I think they also confirmed he's going to be there. But Seth Rollins is going to show up to try to help Cody like he did last year. He was Cody's shield last year. Seth Rollins is going to show up, but it's not actually to help Cody. He's there to help John and The Rock. Because I think if something like with all of this, again, there's a lot of questions that we need answered. This might be a group like The Rock, John Cena, Travis Scott. There might be more people getting recruited. And Seth Rollins, I think he was done some interviews where he said, never say never when talking about selling his soul to The Rock. I think the direction Seth Rollins' character is going, it seems like he might be leaning towards the dark side and joining the side where he can get what he wants. And I think if he does do this, he can get that World Heavyweight Championship from Jay in, a few months, whatever. And now you'll have The Rock with John Cena and Seth Rollins as the world champions. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but it's just an idea that I've been floating around. I've been thinking about in my head. I've been entertaining the thought of it. That would be absolute scenes if that happened. WrestleMania night 1 and 2 are going to close with some crazy shit. I'm telling you, man, Seth Rollins ending night 1, coming out on top against Roman and Punk, and then closing night 2 with John Cena and The Rock. People have been critical, and I've been one of them, have been critical of Triple H for some of the builds here, some of the stories going into these matches at WrestleMania, the card not being as good as years past. But man, how do you shut people up? By fucking throwing in a swerve like that, throwing in a fucking curveball like Seth Rollins joining The Rock and John Cena. That would be insane. I wouldn't put my money on that, but that would be one of the craziest WrestleMania moments in history. So there you have it, guys. Those are my official WrestleMania 41 predictions. Please, 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 please let me know in the comments what your official predictions are. Let me know if you agree with me, disagree with me, you have any hot takes, any freezing cold takes. Put it down below. I want to hear all about them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, notification bells. Like I said earlier, I will be live streaming WrestleMania this weekend on my channel. I believe the start time is 7 p.m. for both nights. So I'll probably be going live right around the start time. So keep your eye out for that. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you all week. Peace.